Okay, so welcome along to Ultimate Male Training. My name's Matt Smith, and first of all, I just want to say thank you very, very much for joining me tonight, because you're giving up your most valuable asset, the one asset that you can never get back, because money, it's quite a valuable asset, but most of the time you can get it back if you're smart. Okay, friends, they're good assets to have, and if you lose them, chances are, if you're smart, you can get them back. Okay, the only asset that you can't get back is your time. I want to try and respect your time. In fact, I'm going to endeavour to respect your time the best I can tonight. Okay, so I'm going to make it my mission to deliver as much value to you as I possibly can. And if you're watching this live, if you've got any questions, then please keep them to the end. If you're watching this on record, then please just pop the questions in the comments box that's somewhere by this video, or just feel free to message me over on Facebook at www.facebook.com/mattsmith2310. Okay, like I said, I endeavour to provide you with the most value that I possibly can, so I want you to get the most out of this tonight. Okay, and to get the most out of this tonight, there's a couple of things that I'd like you to do. I'd like you to switch off any other technology than this. You deserve that much, because all day we're bombarded with messages, emails, Facebook notifications from other people requesting our time, and we spend our time responding to all those requests. Tonight, now, when you're watching this, this is your time, so you owe it to yourself to switch off any other distractions, any TV. If you've got a TV program on, just hit record and turn the TV off so you can watch it another time. If you've got your phone on, unless you're watching this on your phone, put it on airplane mode so you don't get distracted with any notifications, because science says that when your concentration is broken, it can take up to 9 minutes for you to get your concentration back. And because I'm going to deliver, 76 slides worth of notes that I've created tonight, I'm going to be going through it quite quick to make sure that we get it all in. Okay, so I do not want you to miss any of it, because we're going to be providing, like I said, as much value as I possibly can, so please switch anything off that might distract you. Okay, also have a pen and paper handy if you haven't already. Now, if you're a committed, motivated guy, like I know you are because you're here and only the most motivated and committed guys are watching this, you will already have a pen and paper ready, so I don't mean to undermine you by saying that you should have one of those. So tonight, here's what I would like to deliver to you, and I'd like you to learn by the end of tonight. Okay, one of the main frustrations I had was I didn't start my day with passion and purpose, and I see that so much with people at the moment. They don't start their day with passion and purpose, and you notice it all over social media. It's a Monday, I feel rubbish today, what negativity the world's going to throw at me today. There's no passion and purpose there. So tonight you're going to learn how to start your day with passion and purpose. Okay, now just imagine that for a second. Imagine getting up every single morning and looking forwards to your day. Imagine just getting excited about the conversations with people that you're going to be involved with. And imagine also just looking forward to the situations and the places that are going to present themselves to you during that day. Just imagine that day, how good that would feel to get out of bed and go and do all of those things. What we're also going to look at tonight is what you need to do specifically in order to be successful in any area of your life. Okay? So, again, for a second, just imagine if anything you ever attempted, things like work projects or business ventures or your training, so you're training your body, and imagine the relationships you got into or any dating that you're going on. Imagine if you were just guaranteed success in those areas. What would that mean to you? Just stop for a second and think. You can even write it down if you want to. What would it mean to you if you were successful with your business, with your body, your relationships? What's the end result? Only you know that, by the way. I can't tell you what that is. Only you know what the end result is. Tonight, we're going to teach you what you need to do to make that happen. And the main place where people trip up, excuse me a second, take a sip of water. The main roadblock, if you like, that people have is they have an understanding of what they need to do. They have things in place, the map, if you like, of how to do it. But there's one thing that holds them back. In fact, it's kind of two things, but it's kind of wrapped up into one. And that's this. That's their confidence and their belief to make it all happen. Now, you might have had this in the past where you had an opportunity to do something, but you just didn't have the confidence that you were going to go through with it all, or you didn't believe in yourself to make it happen. And there's always that guy, right, who just, we all know him, he just, everything he touches, he turns to gold, okay? And we all know a guy who's just in incredibly great shape. Even when he just like kind of looks in the dumbbell, hasn't been in the gym for years, he looks at the dumbbell and boom, like ripped, okay? There's always that guy as well who has the perfect relationship. You see him walking down the street, he's got a big smile on his face, he's got a beautiful girl on his arm, he's got kids, and like dressed really nice, and like I say, he's got great shape. Imagine having his confidence and belief. So think of the most confident person you know right now. And again, we all know a really, really confident person. Just imagine that person right now. Imagine having their confidence and belief. I've kind of gave away the answer of how to achieve that right there, but we're going to delve into that a little bit later. Okay? So like I said, before we get into the main bit, please, all distractions off. Notepad and pen at the ready. We're going to get into it. Now, before we get into it, I want to tell you a little story about a Spanish... He was there's a Spanish word, and I can't think of the Spanish word for it, and the smarter guys who are on this call, who are smarter than me, might be able to come up with it. But he was basically a captain, like Nelson, basically. And his name was Cortez, okay? And he set sail from Spain. He just set sail west. Not sure which is west on your camera, but he set sail west, okay, towards the Americas. And he had 600 soldiers and about 30 horses on these ships going over from Spain. And he lands on Mexico, and he says to his soldiers, his troops, he says, we're going to invade Mexico. There's only 600 of them. And he didn't know how many people were in Mexico, but there were a lot of people in Mexico. There was like 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people that he's going to fight against. There's only 600 of them. And what he does is, once they've all landed on the beach and they get off their ships, and just before they start marching inland, he orders the ships to be burnt. He orders the ships to be burnt. He's going into battle, and the only exit strategy he's got, he burns them down to the sea. No ships left. The reason he does that is this. His soldiers now only have two options. They fight for survival, and they do whatever it takes to achieve success and ultimately live, or they die. That's it. It's quite a famous story, and a lot of motivational speakers use it, and a lot of coaches use it. And it's basically, you've got to have that mindset in life. You've got to have that all or nothing. Not just give it a go, and if it doesn't work, I'll kind of jump back on the ship and go back to safety. That is an option, by the way. But the way you want to approach it, if you want to be successful, here's tip number one, if you want to write it down. You've got to burn your boats. You've got to fight to survive or die. What do you think the outcome is going to be? If you say to yourself, right, I have to do this, I have to make it work, or I die, you're going to make it work, right? It's the mindset you've got to have to be successful. Now, I just want to make sure, by the way, sorry, my mouth always gets really dry when I'm on these webinars. I just want to make sure that you are in the right place, so that I'm not wasting your time, okay? Because like I said, it's extremely valuable and I want to respect it. So let's just make sure you are in the right place. So I've got a couple of questions for you. What's it like getting up in the morning for you? Do you struggle getting out of bed? Do you get some days where you just don't want to get out of bed? You're like, oh, I just wish I could stay in bed today. Can't be arsed today. Or do you bounce out of bed with vitality and vigour? Do you look forward to your day? Or do you think it just feels like Groundhog Day, doing the same shit every day, seeing the same people in the same circumstances, not really doing much with my life, just like, I wish I could just break free from all this? How do you feel? And it might be worth noting that down. Just a question, how do I feel when I start the day? Just write it down. Great, not so great. 10 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Feel fantastic? Feel shit? How does it feel? Having to get up in the morning. Next question I want to ask is, what are your relationships like? Not just with your other half, but with other people in your life. With your friends, with your colleagues, with your boss if you've got one, with your staff if you have them, with your kids, with your parents. Again, you can rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being awesome, 1 being absolutely terrible. Where are you with your relationships? And you can have personal, business, split them up how you want. And what's your body like? What's your physique like? Again, rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it 10? Is it like, I could walk into a photo shoot tomorrow for Men's Health and they're guaranteed to put me on the cover? Or is it like, I just can't even take my shirt off around the pool? My kids aren't going to be proud of me if they see Dad looking like this. What is it? What's your physique like? What's your health like? Have you got that energy, that vitality, that pizzazz? Is there a sparkle in your eyes? Or are you just like, oh, I just want to go to bed? Where's your energy? Where's your health? Are you always ill? Are you always coughing and spluttering? You're always getting, like I know a lot of people suffer from like a chesty cough continuously, or blocked sinuses, or earaches, another one, and headaches. You're getting all those symptoms all the time. You're just masking them with pills, powders, and potions from the doctors. Or are you full of vitality? Answer that question. Be honest with yourself. And the ultimate question is this: do you know where you're headed in life? Do you have an idea? Have you ever even stopped to think about that? Where are you heading? Where are you going? What does the next month hold for you? What's the next year? What's the next 10 years? What's the next 40 years? Have you ever even looked at any of that? I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm just asking the question. Have you got a purpose? Are you living towards a higher, grander vision of you? Or is it just like, oh, get this month out of the way, get that next month out of the way, kind of keep my head down, doing what I'm doing, just kind of coasting along? Where is it? Where are you? So there's a few questions. I want you to be real, and I want you to be raw, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Because that's when change happens. When we're aware. Awareness, write this down. Awareness precedes change. I'll say it again. Awareness precedes change. Before change happens, we need to be aware 100% of what's going on, or else we can't make a change. That's where the breakthrough happens. You've got to be aware, you've got to be present in the moment. Last week, I broke down in tears in my mum's house. My mum was away in France looking after my grandma because my granddad's just passed away. She was over there and my internet wasn't working at my house, so I went over to my mum's house. I was doing some work and I looked at my figures in my business and I looked at where I was in life, and all of a sudden, floods of tears, and I was on the floor in excruciating pain. And I'm okay telling you that, by the way, from one guy to another group of guys. I'm cool telling you that, because that's not me being soft or weak. That's me being completely open with my reality. And it wasn't that I was in a really shit place, it was just the fact that I wasn't where I wanted to be. My business wasn't where I wanted it to be. I knew it could be more. My relationships, I knew they could be better. My body, I knew it could be infinitely better. And that pain that I felt was just an alarm bell. It's just like your smoke alarm goes off when you leave the toast in the toaster too long. There's nothing majorly wrong. The house isn't burning down. It's just the toast is burnt. And since then, massive breakthroughs have happened, massive shifts in my life. Taking the business to where I want it to go to. Moving forwards with everything. So you need those moments. You need that wake-up call of what your reality is. You need that. Don't hide it. Don't brush it under the carpet. This bit is probably the most important part of the whole entire call, because you can learn tactics, strategies, information, knowledge. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. It's there. But what isn't there is your reality. Actually, you, who you are right now. Present in this moment in time. Go and strip your clothes off and look in the mirror. That's you being honest with your body, and criticize yourself as much as you possibly can. You should love yourself as well, by the way, because your body's the only place you'll ever live. You should love and respect your body, but you need to be completely honest. What parts don't I like? What parts do I need to change? Like we just said then, assess your health, assess your relationships in your life. Just sit down and just think, how's my relationship with this person? How's my relationship with that person? Am I doing the best in that relationship? Or am I expecting them to do all the work? And be completely honest with yourself. What about the work that I'm doing? Has that got purpose? Has that got meaning? Am I changing the world? Am I changing other people's lives? Or am I just living paycheck to paycheck? Just some things that have helped me that may help you, okay? Now, you might be listening to me going, this dude's crazy, my life is perfect and I'm in fantastic shape and I don't know what he's going on about, and that's cool as well, that's absolutely fine. But there may be a day when you wake up to reality and you're not sure how to handle it. And the way to handle it is just let it be, just accept your reality and then bounce back. So the one final question is, by the way, is if you're facing those struggles, you struggle to get up out of bed, you haven't got the best relationships, you're not in the best shape physically, you don't really know where you're going in life, if those apply to you, then you are in the right place tonight, okay? How do I know? Because like I just said, I've been where you are now. I'm going to run out of water before this webinar's over. I've been where you are now. Okay? From a very early age, when I was an aspiring golfer, I didn't just look at who were the average golfers out there and what they were doing and how they were swinging. I looked at who was number one. Tiger Woods was number one at the time when I was younger. Kind of gone off the rails a little bit now, but I looked at him for success. I looked at him, I thought, right, I'm going to pick the number one in golf and I'm going to do what he does, basically. I studied him. What was his sleep patterns? What was his food? What was his training like? What was his golf? How much time did he spend on the putting green? How much time did he spend in the bunkers? How much time did he spend in the rough? How much time did he spend on the fairway, in the middle of the fairway, at the end of the fairway, from long distance? How much time did he spend hitting balls off the tee? What time did he get up for his practice round? How many rounds did he play in between competitions? Where did he go on holiday? What stretches did he do? What mindset stuff did he do? Who coaches has he worked with in the past? What can they teach me? What books has he read? What books has he written? What books has he co-authored? All of these things I immersed myself in because I wanted to be better than Tiger Woods. That's all I did. So I studied success all my life. Since telling myself, by the way, this applies to tonight's call, since telling myself at 18 that I was never good enough, and I had all the people around me who told me I were, had these limiting beliefs in my head, and we all get them. I had these limiting beliefs in my head that says you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. So because I was doing some part-time work in a restaurant, chefing, I gave up the golf and I took up the chefing. It wasn't long before I was running my own kitchen. A woman who'd just developed her very own restaurant. She wanted it to be a Michelin star restaurant. She poached me from the restaurant. I was actually said, I've heard a lot about you. I want you to come and actually run the restaurant at my restaurant. My pub out in the country. It was called Live and Let Live. Stunning place. She'd done it out and built it out all from scratch, and I was the guy, the head chef running the kitchen. Okay, and again I studied success. I was like, who's the best chef in the world? What does he do? How does he do it? And at the time it was Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay was everywhere, so I bought all of his books. I watched all of his videos that were out there on YouTube. I watched all of his TV shows, Kitchen Nightmares, and all of that stuff. And I studied him. Okay, what was his sleeping patterns? What was his work ethic? Where did he learn? What can I learn from that? What was his favourite dishes? How did he cook scrambled eggs? How did he cook poached eggs? How did he cook steak? How did he create the roastings that he created? Everything. I studied exactly him and what he did. But then I fell into a trap, because a friend from school walked into that kitchen one day in a flashy suit, and I'm in grotty, dirty chef white, sweating my ass off. And this guy comes in from school, this friend from school, in a flashy suit, and he says, "Matt, how do you fancy earning £60,000 a year wearing a suit, working for yourself?" And I was like, okay. And I literally put down my knife, took off my chef whites there and then. I was like, what do I got to do? That was selling insurance. I chased the money. And if there's a lesson that, if you don't learn anything tonight, apart from one thing, I'd really like it to be this: never chase money. It will elude you for as long as you live if you chase money. I promise you. I'm going to come on to what you should chase instead. But that's what I did. I chased the money. I was working 150-hour weeks selling insurance. Again, I wanted to be the best at it. It's just who I am. It's just inside me to be the best. Not in an arrogant way, but it's just me. That's who I am. I want to be the best. So I looked at videos on YouTube of how to sell, how to close, how to upsell, how to downsell, how to cross-sell, how to get referrals from the people that I'd sold to, how to get referrals from those people that referred me those people. I looked at how to manage teams, and within 3 months I became an area manager. I had 6 people under me, and I went from earning, I think it was £40,000 a year, to a 6-figure salary. 6-figure salary at 21 years old. That's pretty cool. However, at 21 years old, me personally, didn't have a clue how to look after money. Where did it go? To the nightclubs. That's what it was. Taxman came around and said, hey, you owe us some tax because it's a self-employed position, you work for yourself, it's your own business, you've built it up, you've done really, really well, now give me my money for living in this country. And I was just like, whoa, haven't got it. You don't mind if I don't pay it, do you? And Mr. Taxman, of course he minds if he doesn't get his money. So I had that chat with the accountant where he basically says, okay, you're 21 and you've got to go bankrupt. So I'm like, whoa, that's quite hard to take at 21. And after quite a long silence, I just said, okay, what are my other options? Again, it's that success mindset in me. It's not that defeatist mindset. It's like, I will not accept this. What's the way out? Okay, remember, it's the burning the ships thing. I burnt my ships. There is no way out. There's no bankruptcy in my head. There's fight, move forwards. So fortunately, at the time, we managed to sort out a way that I could pay back my tax over a period of time instead of in one lump sum, and I'm very grateful for the fact that Mr. Taxman allowed me to do that. So I went from there. I tried to create a life in Tenerife. I moved out with a best friend. I sold everything that I had, saved up all the money that I could from all the jobs that I'd done, moved out to Tenerife. I got mugged in the first week and also broke my wrist in the first week, which meant going to the hospital and saying, I need my wrist fixed, please. And they said, we're not going to do it unless you pay us X thousand pounds up front. I was like, but I've got insurance. And they were like, no, it's X thousand pounds up front. So I was like, great, I can't do that. So I ended up flying. It's quite a funny story. I flew back to the UK, but they wouldn't let me fly with a cast on my hand. So I actually had to cut the cast off that the hospital put on the night that I actually did it, and travelled back with like a bandage around my wrist, back to the UK, walked into A&E and managed to get the whole thing done, obviously through the NHS. But I came back and I absolutely had nothing at all, not a penny to my name. I spent it like over there partying and whatever for the first couple of weeks that I was out there, even though I had a broken wrist, and the flights coming back and the accommodation, everything, blew all my money. Came back, I had nothing, no job, no money, no nothing. And then a friend of a friend said, I've got a 6-month position at an estate agent's. It might not be what you want to do, but it's a 6-month stint at estate agents. And in the time that I was off with my broken wrist, not doing anything, I sat at home watching some shitty TV, and it was about realtors, they call them in America. And basically what this guy had done is he'd sold this mansion in Beverly Hills, and he ended up with £160,000 commission from selling a house. And then he got in his black BMW and drove off down the hills, and I was just like, boom, I want to be a real estate guy because I can make £160,000 in a weekend. Again, chasing the money. So I went and did that for 6 months, and it was the only thing I never really succeeded at. And the boss of the estate agents said to me something very profound that we're going to come to a little bit later. And that changed my life completely. And it's kind of led to where I am now. Just the very simple sentence that he said to me. Like I said, I'm going to come to it a little bit later, but it changed my life. And what happened when I did the estate agency and the moving to Tenerife thing, I ended up out of shape, by the way, because I kind of stopped going to the gym. So I was in the worst shape of my life. I remember being on a night out with a friend, and we were in Worcester, our hometown, and he lives in a place called Beverley, which is about, 2 miles out of Worcester. And I remember finishing the night out, it was like 3 a.m, and he says, let's run back to my house. We've got no money left for a taxi. Let's run back to my house in Beverley, 2.5 miles away. So like, yeah, let's do it. And I got 100 yards down the road, and I was almost passing out. I was that unfit. I couldn't run 100 yards. That's when I knew my life completely had to change. And that was kind of when I was through the estate agency as well that happened. So massive wake-up calls again. Okay, worst shape of my life, no money, living at home with the parents at 22. Yeah, just over 22. Wasn't long after the insurance thing. Also had a life of really terrible relationships. I've had bad relationships with my parents. They are fantastic now, by the way, but I've been through really tough times with my parents. I've lost a lot of friends from just being a complete arse. And like some of my ex-girlfriends I've had, they've been absolute nightmare relationships. I'm not saying the girls themselves are a nightmare, but the relationships were terrible. Okay, and basically there were times where I just didn't want to get out of bed. Okay, I just didn't want to get out of bed. And then what happened, like I said, the estate agent guy, the owner of the company, who's a very good friend and mentor as well to me now, he's a phenomenal brain, unbelievable guy. And it actually led me to quit working for other people. And I started this thing of becoming self-employed. Again, working for myself, but this time starting my own business. The insurance thing was with a bigger business, but you're on a self-employed basis. This time I was just like, right, this is my thing. And like I said, I started this business based around the things that my mentor told me to do, which I'm going to reveal to you later. What happened was the business that I went to personal training. I got my diploma as a personal trainer, and never really looked back since I did that. The business grew very, very quickly. However, I wasn't in control. I was reacting a lot to what was happening. People would call me, say I want a personal trainer. I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine. I'll take on everybody and anybody, which led me to attracting not the best kind of clients, because I just took anybody and everybody. I didn't really control anything, but they taught me some of the best lessons in life. And here's something I want you to write down right now. This is one of the most profound things that I ever heard, and if you've not heard it before, then it's probably going to help you as well. Work out what you don't want in life. Write that down. Work out what you don't want in life. You can write down, what do I not want in my life? Okay, so the things that you just will not tolerate, the things you will not put up with. At the end of this, you can go away and make a list of those, okay? What happened was, I'd created this business that financially was doing very well, but it led to me being anxious about the future. I didn't know where it was going to go. And ultimately, the depression that kicked in when I just didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to face the day. I had to put on a mask every single day to try and be somebody I wasn't, to try and please people. I really had no passion about pleasing, but I just kind of had to, because that's in my nature, to just kind of be nice to people. And because of that, I then invested a very large amount of money in mentors. Those of you on the call that know me and my business know that I've spent £6,000 of my hard-earned cash just on mentors alone. Okay, that's on learning from people who are in a position that I wanted to be in. I gave them my money so they could get me to where they were. I've invested hundreds of pounds worth in books. If we were up in my office right now, you'd see the book collection that I've got. I've also invested thousands of hours in webinars like these, seminars, actually live seminars and live events. I've been to expos, I've been listened into, again, hundreds of hours worth of podcasts. I've read thousands of blog posts. I've been involved in mastermind groups. I've also got a life coach at the moment and also a business coach as well. Okay, so I invest a lot of money because here's the thing, people think that it's spending money on these things. There's a difference, and you probably know this. You have spending money, you have investing money. Spending money is something we do that doesn't give us really any value or a return on our investment. Okay, you spend money on shoes, you spend money on a shirt, you spend money on a car. Okay, it doesn't really give you anything back. You invest money in coaches, you invest money in education, you invest money to be part of mastermind groups because you get the return back. They teach you how to get to exactly where you want to get to in life. Those situations, that education gets you to where you want to get to. So first of all, you've got to understand the difference between spending and investing. Okay, do less spending and more investing. You'll always have money in your bank, as long as you make the right investments, of course. So basically, if there was a way to learn and invest in myself, I have probably given money to it, invested money in it, spent time around it, or just got involved in it. Okay, that's just me. It's in my nature. I want to improve every single day. Like today, now, I will say goodbye to you because you'll never see this Matt Smith again, because tomorrow he'll be a better version. After this webinar tonight, it's going to finish at 11. I'll do my same ritual that I do every single evening. I'm going to come on to rituals in a second, but it'll make me wake up smarter the next day, the next day, the next day. Now that's just all external learning. There's also internal learning that I do, which is not what many people do. Most people do the external, but they forget to do the internal. I heard a quote from a guy called Brian Grasso, and if you don't know who he is, once you finish watching this, get onto Facebook and search this guy out. Brian Grasso, phenomenal brain. I had the pleasure of meeting him in 2013, I think it was, might have been 2014. Phenomenal brain, maybe 2014. Yeah, it was 2014. And he basically says this: if you never go within, you'll always go without. If you never go within, you'll always go without. So we're always looking for this outside validation from the world, all this, what do I need to do? Let's get on a webinar and watch this. And maybe the answer will be in there. Most of the time, education outside will get you to where you want to get to after you realise where you want to get to. Okay? Remember that. Education and knowledge and inspiration and motivation and accountability from the outside will take you to where you want to get to once you've found out where you want to get to. Unless the education, information and knowledge and support from the outside helps you understand where you want to get to, which is kind of linked into this webinar. So obviously I've done internal learning, so I do a lot of meditation, I do a lot of introspection, I do a lot of questioning, and I also do a lot of trial testing and measuring as well, so a lot of assessment on my life to make sure I am in line with who I am and where I want to be and where I want to get to and how I want my life to look. I do a lot of work on that. Okay? So basically, the end result after everything that's happened over my lifetime and everything that I've learned, everything that I've been through, has resulted in what you see right now in front of you. I have undoubtedly the best relationship in the world with my other half. No one has a better relationship than me and Connie. No one. And I even challenge you to say that you've got a better relationship with us. Guarantee you don't have it. Okay? I also have great relationships with everybody that's in my life. Everyone that's in my life, by the way, I've chosen to have them there. They haven't chosen to be in my life. I've chosen to have them there, taking control of that situation. You might say that's selfish or arrogant. You've got to look after number one. I am at my happiest now because I have the people in my life that I want around me. In 2015, I put a commitment out there on social media. If you don't follow me on Facebook, again, it's facebook.com/MattSmith2310, Twitter @MattThePT. I've committed to being in the best shape of my life in 2015. Okay, basically I've dropped 10% body fat this year alone, and we're only in March. Okay, and that's with zero weight loss. In fact, I think I've put on 2 pounds. I started the year I think 12.2, and I'm now 12.4, but 10% less fat. Okay, and that's just going to continue through the rest of the year. I live in, it's not my dream home yet, but it's somewhere I never imagined I would be at 28 years old. I don't want to brag, no one for bragging at all, but I want to show you the possibilities of what happens when you do the things that we're going to teach you tonight. 6 months ago, I was living in a 2-bed shared ownership house in the middle of nowhere. Now I'm in a 4-bed detached in a very nice area in the city. That's what's possible. Listen, I'm not smarter than you. I'm really not. Okay, you might say, oh no, Matt, no, you are smarter than me. Honestly, if I can do this, then anybody can do this. Okay, I may have invested a bit more in education. I may have spent a bit more time learning about how to do the things that will get me to where I want to get to. But I guarantee there are areas that you are smarter than me at. For example, if we've got car salesmen on the call, I know that they are so smarter than me in terms of selling cars. I know we've got a strength guy on the call. He's a lot smarter than me when it comes to strength. And we've got various other guys on the call as well who I know have a lot better attributes than me. So honestly, if I can do this, then that's cool. Then you can too. I'm totally grateful for the car I got again 8 months ago, driving an old Saab estate. I don't want to stereotype, but it's like, okay, my dad's got a Saab. There you go. In 28, I was driving a Saab. 27, I was driving a Saab. Again, last year I was fortunate to get Audi A5. It's a stunning car. I'm so grateful that I got it. But this year, that will be upgraded, by the way, to either the Audi Q7 or the Range Rover Sport. I'm not sure which one yet, so if you've got a preference to which one I should get, then just let me know. Although Tesla have brought out a fantastically beautiful electric car that I am kind of looking at, okay? And again, if I can do these things, then anyone can too. And if you follow what we're going to teach you tonight, chances are you're going to be able to do it in a very short amount of time. And basically, here's how, if someone said to me, sum up your life in one sentence, how would you do it? I do what I want, when I want, with who I want. Imagine if you said that to yourself or to someone who asked you what you do. What do you do? Oh, I just do what I want, when I want, with who I want. Do you want that? Or would you always want to be told what to do and not actually do what you want to do and be dictated by someone else about what times you're doing stuff? Okay, again, I'm a perfect example that this is completely possible, by the way. Every single day I live my passion. This is my passion. This is why at 9:45 at night, I'm doing this. This is my passion. Most people on the planet working 9 to 5, they will not do anything after 5 o'clock because they're not living their passion. If you tell them to do their work at 10, 11 o'clock at night, they're like, no. If that's the answer to them and that question, then they're not living their passion and they should be doing something else. That's my belief, that's my opinion. Everyone else is entitled to their opinion, and that is cool. And here's another thing on offence. It's people say, oh, you've offended me by saying that. No, I didn't. I said something that you took offence to. I didn't offend you. Offence can't be given, it can only be taken. And here's the thing, if someone takes offence from something you've said, chances are you've pointed out a reality that they don't like. So if I said, you're stupid for working 9 to 5 in something that you hate, okay? That's just my belief. That's not a fact. It's just a story. It's just my belief. Now, you can either take that as, actually, yeah, you know what? I'm stupid working 9 to 5 in something that I don't like. Life is too short. I need to be living my passion every single day and providing amazing value to the world and really enjoying what I'm doing. That kind of sums up our webinar, by the way. So you can take it like that and go, thank you very much, Matt. How profound. I'm going to go and do this and live an amazing life. Or you can go, how dare you say that? How dare you tell me that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing? And if you get angry about that, then I've just pointed out the fact that you actually don't like it. Because if you love doing your 9 to 5 job, you wouldn't get angry about me saying you shouldn't be doing your 9 to 5 job. You'd be like, actually, you're a liar. I love doing my 9 to 5 job, and you wouldn't let it affect you. Okay, so remember this, offence can't be given, it can only be taken. So if you struggle putting yourself out there and being yourself, forget offending anyone. If they're going to take offence to you, you may as well be yourself. And if they do take offence, it's because you pointed out their reality, and you should be rewarded for doing that, because chances are you're going to help them and they will come back to you and say, thank you very much for pointing out your reality. I have that a lot with people, by the way. Like I said, because I choose who's in my life, I no longer have shitty people or rubbish situations in my life anymore. Doesn't happen. And if it does, if somebody does try and enter my life, I'm like, sorry, I'm a little bit busy right now, let's catch up in a month. That's it, you don't have to be an arse about stuff. You can just get rid of the situation. Nice and simply, easy. I used to run a boot camp side of my company that was bringing, it wasn't major money, it was only bringing in about 2k a month. And because I didn't enjoy doing it, I stopped it. It was gone within 2 days. We had a private Facebook group, and I didn't enjoy the people I was training with. I didn't enjoy the type of training. I didn't believe that type of training was the best type of training. For me, the best type of training is in a gym, moving weights around. That's how to really sculpt and strengthen, condition the body, not prancing around in a park or on a car park doing burpees and squats and things like that. It'll work your body and it'll exercise and it's fantastic. But for me, the best way to train, because again, remember, I want to be the best way to train, in my belief, is in a gym using weights. You look at the best bodies in the world, they're training in a gym. They're not doing boot camps or Zumba or things like that. Okay, so just my belief was this isn't the right way to train. I put an offer out there to the people that really wanted to up their game and come and train with me in the gym on a more specific program, or they could leave. 95% of them left. £2,000 a month gone out of my income, but happiness ensued because I was training with the best of the best who were the most committed. The rest of them, they kind of went, they can go and carry on doing what they're doing elsewhere, and that is fine as well. It's neither good or bad, it is fine, it is what it is. I also ran a guys program, or co-ran a guys program. I started it completely from scratch. The other guy is actually on the call tonight with us. I believe he's still with us. I can't see the panel, but I believe the guy that I'm running it with is somewhere near this video. So yeah, we started that completely from scratch, got that off the ground, and because it was taking time away from my family and it was causing me just a bit too much stress, where a ruthless businessman would have had contracts signed and a deal done where he cashed out of that deal, where he sold it on to the partner, I was just like, it's not serving me at the moment. It's not where I want to be and what I want to do, and I'm not living in my genius. I'll give it to the other guy. So the other guy is now running that program. I'm going to help him. I'm going to mentor him on taking it to the next level. So I'll still do a very little bit, but only as much as I want to do. And again, all the work that I do is completely on my time, not anybody else's. Okay? I also had an online program that I ran, and because here's one of my big mistakes that I made. I went in and sold that program at a very low investment. It was something stupid like £67 a month. So there was zero or very little commitment from the people that were on that program. And because there was little commitment from the people on that program, there was very little commitment from me. So some of them got results on it, but because the investment was so low, there was neither commitment from them or from me. I did my best and I tried to help them as best that I could, but eventually the program just kind of fizzled out. I didn't really continue it on. But there's an important thing to learn, an important lesson for you to learn from that, is that your level of commitment is directly correlated to your level of investment. Okay? Imagine I said to you, I have a 12-month program, and it's really hard work. You've got to do everything. You've got to read 10 books a month, and it's £1 for the whole program. And you've got to come and see me every single day for a whole month. And then you go off and do it on your own, and you have to learn on your own, and it's £1 for this whole program, and it might make you a millionaire at the end. You're not going to be that committed, okay? Now imagine if we flip it on its head, okay? Now let's say there's this program. It's almost guaranteed to make you a millionaire at the end. Okay? However, the investment is £500,000. Imagine if I sold you into that program and managed to get you giving me £500,000. Imagine your level of commitment. Okay? Versus investing £1. Okay? Again, another lesson to be learned from you there is the higher your investment, the higher your commitment. The higher your commitment, the better your results. That's it. I now work about 10 to 15 hours a week 10 to 15 hours a week. That's it. The rest of my time is spent either relaxing, it's spent learning. I read a lot of books, try and get 2 or 3 books read a month. I'm working on my second book because my first book's in the process of being published and printed and put out there. So I'm starting my second book very soon. I listen to podcasts. I spend a lot of time with my family. If you follow me around on Facebook, you'll see that there's a plethora of pictures of me and Jude. I'm always out with him. Friday is date night with me and Connie. We never miss date night with me and Connie. Play golf, hit the gym. Now at the moment it's 4 days a week hitting the gym, walk the dog, and I'm back in my passion of cooking again. I love cooking, so I do a lot of that. Okay. Also do webinars like this, but again, to me this isn't really work. This is my passion. So to kind of sum up, I failed lots in life. Okay, not everything I've touched has been a success. I have failed lots. I've started a lot of things. There was one company I tried to start with, an import and export company, where I'd buy stuff really, really cheap from China. I'd bring it in bulk, and I would take nice pictures of it, advertise it on things like eBay and Amazon, and I'd sell it off in individual. Made a little bit of money from that, but the business didn't last very long because it was kind of built on quicksand. There was no structure to it whatsoever. It was just like, buy this, wrap it up and take it to the post office, and that was it. It was a one-man band out of my mum and dad's house. So there's a business that I failed at, by the way. I've been seriously stressed. Yes, I've had depression, completely free of that now, by the way. I've woke up, when was it? 2 years ago, having panic attacks in the night, anxiety, so it feels like someone's like choking you in the night where you physically can't breathe, and you're looking yourself in the mirror asking the question, is this it? Is this the end? Am I going to die? I can't physically breathe. What's happening? There's days where I didn't want to get out of bed. I've been flat broke. I've almost been bankrupt. If it wasn't for my will to succeed and my drive and my passion to move forwards, I probably would have taken the blue pill, or whatever pill Neo takes or doesn't take, and he moves forwards. It's another random fact. I've had 17 cars. 15 of them have been terrible. When I was 21, when I had the insurance job, I bought a Honda Civic Type R at 21, phenomenal car. So that one and the Audi have been the best cars I've had. The other 15 have been like rubbish cars that continue to break down, fail MOTs, and just been a nightmare. I've constantly been told that I'm not good enough, even by the closest people around me. In fact, my dad actually told me I should just be a manager at Aldi, because 20 grand is a good wage, and you can work up to 30 if you stay there 50 years or whatever it was. I was bullied at school. Emotionally, it was never physical, it was always emotional. But after all that's said and done, it's my mum that saved me, and she saved me with this sentence that will stay with me forever, and feel free to write it down. I know it's a cliche and you've heard it before, but here's the thing. This is what she said to me when I went off to college when I was 16. The world is your oyster, and you can do whatever you want, and never let anybody tell you otherwise. The world is your oyster, you can do whatever you want, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's the truth. How do I know it's the truth? Because my mum said so. And because of those words, it's just created this life of this feeling of abundance. I feel it's those words that are responsible for me being a single figure handicap golfer. 8% of all the golfers in the whole wide world have a single figure handicap. I was very low single figure handicap. I started several of my own companies, 2 of which went to, okay, you'll tell a lie. One of the companies that I started went to 6 figures, and the other one I didn't actually start it, but I built the business up to 6 figures with that one, both in less than 6 months, by the way. I have like I said before, the best relationship in the world. 2013, I was down to 5% body fat. I ran the London Marathon in a shade over 4 hours. Bearing in mind, it's about 3 or 4 years before that. In fact, it wasn't even that long, probably 2 years before that, I couldn't run 100 yards. By the way, this year, like I said, I'll be better than that 5% body fat than I was in 2013. I'll have a lot more muscle as well, because I'm not doing any stupid marathons. I have zero stress in my life, absolutely zero stress. And again, like I said, I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with who I want. I'm happy and I'm living every day with passion and purpose. And my purpose is this. My purpose is to help 1 billion, not million, 1 billion people become the best versions of themselves and live a life that they truly desire and deserve to live. That is my passion. That's what wakes me up every single day. To build something that helps 1 billion people, hopefully more, but at least 1 billion people become the best versions of themselves and live a life that they truly desire and deserve to live. And tonight, this journey continues with you. So let's get into the actual training. I know I've released a couple of nuggets so far that I hope you're taking notes on, and I hope you're getting good value from so far. In fact, what we're going to do just before we get into the first bit, which is how to wake up with passion and purpose, how to actually find out what your passion and purpose is. So you jump out of bed every single morning and you go, oh, I can't wait to start the day. I'm going to kick some ass today, even if it's Monday morning. I don't care. I'm jumping out of bed because I love my life and I love today, and I love what's about to happen. Before we jump into that, we're just going to take a 30-second break, okay? So come back, you've got 30 seconds, go and grab a glass of water, go for a pee if you need to, go and step outside and get a breath of fresh air, whatever you need to do. If you check Facebook, by the way, make sure you come straight back. I'm going to run out of water. In fact, I've done quite well, look at that, I've still got that much left. It feels like I've drank about 3 pints so far after being on this so far. Okay, so I hope you've got something from this so far. We're about to get into the meat and veg of it, the real reason why you're here, the real reason why you're watching this. But I do hope you've got some value from it so far. So, without further ado, how to wake up with passion and purpose every single day. Now you might say, well, Matt, why is this important? Why do I need to wake up with passion and purpose every single day? And that'd be a very good question. Here's the thing, in 2014, 4,000 men committed suicide. For me, that's the main reason why it's important to live with passion and purpose. Because if you don't, you risk that. If you're not living with passion and purpose, you start asking yourself questions. What's the point? What's the point? I don't ever want you to ask that question, by the way. There's one time in my life when I was asking that question. One time in my life, and I said it before on social media, and I shared my story about it and why it happened, and I said it to hopefully inspire other people. Because again, if I can come back from the depth of depression, driving down a road at night, looking at lorries coming towards me, thinking I can just turn the steering wheel right now and it all ends. If I can come back from that night, anyone can. By the way, I came back from that without any pills, powders or potions, without going to see a psychiatrist or a CPT therapist or a counsellor. You know what helped me actually came back? Connie. Connie rang when I was like literally about to do something that I would never remember doing, if that's the right way to put it. And she rang and we had a bit of a chat, and then she said these words: remember who you are. Remember who you are. That night changed my life. The reason 4,000 men killed themselves in 2014, the reason I was nearly one of them, because I forgot who I was, and those men have forgot who they were. And they were telling themselves rubbish stories like they're not good enough, there's no way out, no one loves them, their life is shit, they've got no money, they've got no friends, they've got no family, they've got no opportunity. That's all stories. There's no facts there, it's just all stories. So that's why it's important to wake up with passion and purpose. You need to find your passion and purpose. Because here's the thing. A man on his deathbed will never say, this is all getting very morbid, but the man on his deathbed will never say, I wish I'd have worked more for somebody else. I wish I'd have put more money in the boss's pocket. I wish I'd have stayed at my desk longer. I wish I'd have done more stuff that I didn't enjoy. A man would never say that on his deathbed. You would never say that on your deathbed. So if you wouldn't say it on your deathbed and you are doing stuff that you don't enjoy, what are you doing? You get one life. Seriously, what are you doing? Write that question down. What am I doing? I keep a journal. Here we go. I keep a journal every single day. And I write down in it, hang on, I'm the other way. I write down in it every day whenever I get ideas, things that I'm grateful for, things that I can improve on, people that I love in my life. I'm constantly filling it out, asking myself questions. Here was one that I did the other day. What's my business destiny? I'm constantly filling this out. I've always got my my journal with me, and I've always got a book that I'm learning this one at the moment, Motivational Interviewing, phenomenal book. If you've got it, go and get it. I've always got those things with me every single day. The journal keeps me sane. The journal makes me remember what I'm grateful for and actually who I am, and I'm always learning, I'm always asking the questions. Like I said, it's always about introspection as well, and you should be doing that too, okay? Question who you are, why you're here, what's your passion, what's your purpose, okay? You will never regret the things you didn't do on your deathbed. Here's what you need to do to find what your passion and purpose is. Okay, because I've been a little bit vague on how to find it. Here's specifically what you need to do to find what your passion and purpose is. You need to learn what your values are, what your core values are. Okay? What are your core values? Is your values success? Are your values family? Are your values prosperity? Are your values fun? Are your values adventure? Are your values love, loyalty? Are your values intimacy? Are your values relaxation? What do you value? Find out what your values are. And then once you have your values, you do this thing where you question what you're about to do. Does what I'm about to do fit in with my value system? Okay? For me, my top values are adventure, loyalty, relaxation. Those are my 3 top values. There's a couple of others, but adventure, loyalty, relaxation. So everything I'm about to embark on, everything I'm about to do in my life, I check to make sure it's an adventure. Okay? This is something slightly different to what I usually do, so it's a form of an adventure. Okay? Is it going to get loyalty, or am I going to be loyal? The people that are watching this right now, you've been specifically targeted by me because you are the people that I want to present this to. You are the people that I eventually may want to work with, where I may want to coach, that I may want to bring into my mastermind. I've specifically done that because I will be loyal to you because you are very similar to where I was. Might not be completely, but you're very similar to where I was, and you might have faced some struggles that I faced as well. So there's a bit of instant rapport there, if you like. So we've got adventure, something a little bit different with some new people maybe. I've got loyalty because there's rapport, and relaxation. Relaxation, you think, hang on a minute, it's 10 o'clock at night, he's not relaxed at all. My mind is relaxed, knowing that I'm living my passion and my purpose. My passion and my purpose, like I said, is to help 1 billion people live a life that they are truly deserved of and that they desire to live, being the best versions of themselves. It starts with you. It starts with the next person that I speak to. It starts with the next person after that I speak to. So I've got adventure because it's something new with new people. I've got loyalty from you, and I'm going to be loyal to you because you are where I was and I want to take you to where I am now, or even further. And I've got the relaxation in my mind, and I'm at peace with the fact that I'm doing what I am best at. So because those boxes are ticked, I go for it. Now let's say I had to do a presentation to 3 of my current clients that I didn't want to work with, that have been terrible clients. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, 3 really bad clients that I just don't want to work with. I actually don't have any bad clients that I don't want to work with, but let's just imagine that I did. It wouldn't be an adventure because I know them and I've worked with them for a while, so it wouldn't be an adventure. There'd be no loyalty because they've been terrible clients. They wouldn't be loyal to me, and because they're terrible clients, I wouldn't be loyal to them. I couldn't relax because I'd be stressed out in my head. So I don't take that. I don't make that decision. I don't do it. So I challenge you to write this down. What are my values? Work out what your values are. You nail it down to 3, and whenever you make a decision in life, make sure you tick the 3 boxes of the values. That's how to wake up with passion and purpose. Also, here's another thing, and I was listening to a podcast the other night by a guy called Jesse Elder is his name, and he says you should do 3 things in life. And this kind of comes back to what my mentor said. And remember, I told you I'm going to reveal the 2 things that he said that I should do with my life. And I want to rewind back a little bit further, actually, if I can. Remember when I said you shouldn't chase money because it'll always elude you? Here's what you should chase. Here's what you should do. Okay, I'm not telling you to. I'm inviting you to consider doing it, okay? 3 things. Here's the 2 things that my mentor told me to do, and then I'll add the 3rd one in. The first thing he said, you should do something you're good at, Matt, because you're shit at selling houses. That's what he said to me. So I thought, right, okay, fair enough. I love honesty. I hate it when people try and bullshit me or don't tell the truth. And I've got actually my screensaver on my phone that I want to show you what my screensaver is on the phone. It's from a book called The 4 Agreements, okay? Now the 4 agreements are this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but basically the 4 agreements say this: be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Never make assumptions. And always do your best. It's a book called The 4 Agreements. You see, it saves as my screensaver to remind me every day to be impeccable with my word, to do my best, don't take things personally, and never to make assumptions. So truth and honesty will serve you a lot more than lying, covering up and trying to be something you're not. So my mentor said, do something you're good at because you're shit at selling houses. Word for word is exactly what he said. He then said this is the sentence that changed my life: do something you enjoy. Because if you do something you enjoy, eventually you'll be successful. So I'm chasing the success of all these other people, the golfers, the chefs, the salesmen. I'm chasing their success, and what they're good at wasn't what I was good at all. What I'm good at is coaching, motivating, inspiring and helping people to become the best versions of themselves. This is me living in my genius right now. This is what I'm doing. This is how I live a fulfilling life. I'm doing something I'm good at. I'm doing something I enjoy. And then he said number 3. That's a complete lie. My mentor didn't say number 3. Jesse Elder says number 3. Do something that brings value to the world. So it's all good and well doing something you're good at and doing something you enjoy. Let's just say you're a very good golfer. You might be very good at it and you might enjoy it. However, does it bring any value to the world? It probably doesn't. I'm doing something I'm good at. Coaching people. I enjoy coaching people. I could do this webinar. I could just stay online all night just coaching people, doing a Q&A at the end, just asking questions. I could go at this all the time. I just couldn't stop doing it. I love doing it. I'm doing something I'm good at. I'm doing something I enjoy. And it brings immense value to the world. And I'm blessed that I live in the time of technology so that it allows me to do this. Imagine us doing this via letter and carrier pigeon. I couldn't do it. It doesn't happen. So the fact that we've got technology, we live in the best time in the world of history of evolution right now. We really genuinely do, and we need to grasp that fact with both hands and just run with the opportunities that are presented to us every single day, or we stay as we are. As your 2 options. Run with the opportunities, burn your ships, go for it, stay as you are. There's your 2 opportunities. So to wake up with passion and purpose every single day, find out what your values are, do what you're good at, do what you enjoy, and do something that brings immense value to the world. I guarantee you every night you'll go to bed with a massive smile on your face if you do those 4 things every single day. Just another little tip on that as well is create to-do lists and have checkpoints. So every night before bed I'll write down 3 things that I need to do the next day that takes me closer to my goal. Every night. So I know when I wake up in the morning I'm not going, oh, what am I going to do today? I'm really tired. Oh, let's have a coffee. Let's go for a poo. Let's maybe read a bit of a book. Do you know what I mean? There's none of that. So I don't kind of sit there in the morning going, oh, what am I going to do? I literally wake up, I was like, right, where's my to-do list? 3 things I need to do, that, coffee, education, meditation, bang, 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 3 things. I get most of my work done by 9 a.m. Most people are starting work at 9 a.m. I've finished my day of work at 9 a.m. Okay, I have a couple of clients that actually train physically in the day and coaching online, but my actual work that builds my business and improves me is done by 9 a.m. Think how good you'd feel if you did that. Now you might be sat there thinking, oh no, I'm going to do that, you're mad doing that. That's just a belief, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. So it's not a fact. You've got to differentiate fact from belief. So have to-do lists the night before and then every single day, but also checkpoints, okay? So like 7-day checkpoints, 14-day checkpoints, 28-day checkpoints, 60-day checkpoints, 90-day checkpoints. Are you online to hitting where you want to hit with that big goal? But also get accountability, because if you've got somebody around you going, what are you doing? There's no time to slack off. There's time to rest, and a good coach and good mentor will encourage rest so your stress levels are down, so you can peak and you can work hard the next day. But you need some sort of accountability around you, because if there's no accountability, you don't really wake up with a passion to get your work done. I'll do it tomorrow. There's no one on my back. I can do it tomorrow. There is power in your associations. Who you're associated with, there is power in them. Now be careful, because there's good power and there's bad power. You're an average of the 5 people you spend your most time with right now. So what I want you to do right now is just pause and go, right, who's the 5 people I spend most of my time with? Go. That shouldn't be too hard to do because you spend most of your time with them. I guarantee you're an average of those people. I guarantee your income is somewhere around what their income is. I guarantee your physique is somewhere close to what theirs are. I guarantee your relationships are in a very similar state to what the people that you hang around with are. Let's go extreme cases. Let's say I said to you, we're going to try a test. I want you to go and spend a year with 5 homeless people. Live how they live, talk how they talk, do what they do, go where they go. And then the year after, I want you to go and spend your time with 5 billionaires. Do what they do, go where they go, talk how they talk, think how they think, act how they act. Guarantee you, year 1, you start thinking, talking, acting like a homeless person. You start believing like a homeless person does. Year 2, flip straight on its head. You start thinking, talking, acting, and being like a billionaire. Guarantee it. There's power in your associations. Who are you associated with? Who's in your circle of influence? People pushing you forwards, or people you holding you back? What's happening? I only make sure that I have got people around me that are going to push me forwards, that are going to help me excel, or even make me excel. Now, they might be pulling me from the top, going, come on, come up to this level. They might be pushing me from the bottom, saying, I demand more of you. I'm going to push you more so that you can help me more. But either way, whether it's from the bottom or the top, people are doing this to me. They're lifting me up, they're making me push, they're making me grow. Who you hang around with, there's power in your associations. Now we're going to move on to the next point that we're going to cover tonight, which is what you need to do in order to be successful in any area of your life. And you'll find that a couple of these are going to kind of entwine with each other, but it's to reiterate the point of how important all of these things are. So we've looked at how to wake up with passion and purpose. Now we're looking at what you need to do in order to be successful in every area of your life, not just waking up with passion and purpose, okay? Now, why is this important? Because let me have you consider this. If you're not successful, do you think you will be unhappy? Now, I'm not talking success as in just monetary here, okay? I'm talking of peace of mind, I'm talking of wealth, I'm talking of relationships, etc. If you're not successful, do you think that you would be unhappy? Do you think that you would be unfulfilled? Do you think that your relationships wouldn't be the best? Do you think you'd have poor health? Do you think that you might miss your grandkids growing up if you're not successful with your body? Do you think that not many people would be inspired by you? Or do you think that you'd not be able to help anybody if you were unsuccessful? Okay? Here's a statement that, again, you can write down. The worst way to try and help someone who's in need is to be one. I'm going to say that again. The worst way to try and help someone in need is to be one. If you're poor, you can't help poor people, okay? If you're out of shape, you can't help out of shape people. I don't care what you know. You can't do it. So now we've looked at the possibilities of being unsuccessful and what the consequences are, let's look at what you actually need to actually be successful. And I'm going to come on to that in just 1 second. My dog's whinging at me. He needs a wee. I'm going to let him out in the garden. Go and grab a drink of water, maybe just shake yourself off, have a bit of a walk around or something. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Two minutes. Still here, by the way, I'm still here. Still here. Can you hear me? Hello. Hitch, can you still hear me, dude? Hello. We've just gone offline for a second. I'm sure we'll be able to get back on in a sec. We're just having some connectivity issues. Yeah, we should be back. I'm sure we're back. What I'm going to do is go and let Max back in, and we're going to resume. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, break time over. I'm going to have a sip of water, and we're going to get back into what you need to be, what you need to do to be successful. What you need to do to be successful. Okay, so here we go. Do you know, once I had a guy tell me, I put a video out there on YouTube, and I sneezed halfway through the video. And actually had a guy come up to me and say to me, he said, "Hey Matt, next time you record a video, if you sneeze halfway through, redo it again, it's a bit unprofessional." That's what I wanted to do to him, but I didn't. I was like, "Thank you very much for your opinion. Take care, I'll speak to you soon." That's what I do with everybody who gives me any kind of feedback that doesn't fit in with me. Thank you very much for your opinion. I don't get involved with it, okay? Imagine if I try and do that every single time that I record a video. I try and be perfect and be like everybody else. I'm going to hate doing them because I'm not me. Life lesson number, whatever number that we're on, be yourself. Okay, back in the game. Here's what you need in order to be successful, okay? Here's the boring stuff that you really don't want to hear. I know you want to hear exciting stuff and cool tactics and strategies, but here's the boring stuff. You need a plan of attack, not a plan of action. You need a plan of attack. Okay, as if you're going to slay your enemies and break down any barriers that are in the way, you're going to attack it head on. You're going to come out victorious, stand on top, champion. Okay? Stephen Covey writes in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, or Highly Motivated People, or Highly Inspirational People, or something like that. The 7 Habits of Highly Important People is start with the end in mind. That's one of the habits. Start with the end in mind, because if you have no goal, you cannot score. When I was a golfer, I wanted to be world number one. I had that end in mind. When I was doing chefing, I wanted to be better than Gordon Ramsay. When I was selling insurance, I wanted to be CEO of the company that I was working for. I wanted to be the top dog. When I was in estate agents, I wanted to be the guy that was selling the £1 million mansions in Beverly Hills. The end in mind for me with this is help 1 billion people become the best version of themselves and live a life that they truly desire and deserve to have. That is the end. When I have 1 billion people either on my database or 1 billion thank you letters, then that's how I know I'm going to be successful. That's it. Start with the end in mind and have a plan of attack. Another way you can be successful is model others who are doing what you want to do. Okay, so if you want to be an entrepreneur and run your own business, have a look at people that are doing that and go and do that. If you want to have an amazing relationship, look at what people are doing that have amazing relationships. If you want to have a great body, do the things that the people with great bodies are doing to get them in great shape. Okay, just model success. Success leaves clues. It's out there, it's all over the internet. Go and do what people that are doing that you want to do, go and do what they're doing. Again, the other one, accountability. You need the accountability if you want to be successful. There's power in your associations. Associate with the right people. Tell the people around you what your goals are and what you're going to achieve. I've posted all over my Facebook. If you haven't been over there yet, at the end of the webinar, facebook.com/mattsmith2310. I'm posting over that all the time, saying 2015, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I now have accountability with the 1,000 or so friends that I've got on Facebook at the moment. Okay, I've got that accountability. So what's going to happen? I'm going to be in the shape of my life in 2015, or look like an idiot to 1,000 people. I don't want that. Another secret that I found that will get you to success very quickly is hiring a coach or a mentor that's going to show you the shortcuts. Okay, hiring the coach or the mentor that's going to show you the shortcuts. Invest in yourself. Burn your ships. Move forwards. That's the quickest way to success, by the way. And it doesn't have to be with me, by the way. It could be just with anybody, but just make sure that they're the ones that are going to get you to where you want to get to. Make sure you resonate with them and you'd enjoy working with them. Take risks, okay? Ships are safest at shore. That's not what they're meant for, okay? You have to take risks. Calculated risks, not stupid risks. Obviously, if you jump off a building 300 stories up, you're going to break your legs at least. You walk out the front door, you're not. So take calculated risks. But you also need belief. You need belief if you want to be successful. So this brings us on to the last part of our coaching tonight, which is this: how to develop the confidence and the belief to make all of this happen. So now you've got your values, now you know what you want to achieve, you've got the end in sight, you've got that mentor who's going to help you get there, but you still need the confidence to be able to do the work, because most people aren't confident that they can do it. And here's how to develop the confidence and the belief to actually make it all happen. But why is that important, by the way? Well, Henry Ford once said, those who think they can and those who think they can't are probably right. Again, you can write that one down again if you want to, if you haven't heard it before. Those who think they can and those that think they can't are probably right. It's self-explanatory, but basically if you've got twins, one twin goes, I know I can do this, I know I can do this, I know I can do this, I'm going to do everything it takes to make this happen because I know I can do it. And the other twin says, no, I can't do this, it's not going to happen, I'm not even going to try. Who do you think is going to be more successful in life? Twin number one. That's not just being optimistic and doing like what The Secret says of just being the law of attraction. I'm going to sit at home and think of prosperity and it's all going to come to me. You still got to take action. But it starts with that belief that you can do whatever you are thinking of doing or even doing now, but to the next level. So wherever you are right now and you want to get to the next level, tell yourself that you can, because you're right if you tell yourself that you can. Now here's the thing, if you've got no confidence in you, others will have no confidence in you, okay? Again, let's just imagine you're a car salesman and you sell, I don't know, Fords, okay? And you've got the brand new Ford Mondeo, and a family come up to you and the dad says, hey, what do you think of this Mondeo? And you go, not really sure. It's okay, but I'm not that confident with the car itself. And then he says, I'm actually quite interested. And you're like, oh no, I don't know if I can sell. I can't 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 sell. The guy's going to walk away and go, I've got no confidence in this guy because he's got no confidence in himself or his product, so I'm going to go elsewhere. Now imagine if you knew everything about Ford Mondeo, everything about every Mondeo ever made, and also every other car on the market, and you know what the USP of the Mondeo was, and you had just made 100 sales in a row for your dealership, and the family walk in and say, oh, what do you think of this Mondeo? You're going to go, yeah, bam, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a 4-wheel drive, it's 2.2 litre petrol engine, it comes with a full service history. This version of Mondeo has never actually broken down in the 20-year history that it's been available to people. We offer a full money back guarantee if anything does go wrong, a complete 10-year warranty or a 100,000 mile warranty. It's got safety 3-point seats for the harnesses for the kids in the back, and your wife's got a lovely little mirror in the top with a lipstick compartment that sticks out, and feet warmers and a neck warmer for if her necks go cold, and for the guy you've got like a nice little cigar holder, and it's one of the best cars you'll ever drive because we checked out every other car in the market and it's awesome. You're probably going to get that sale. So you have to have confidence in you if you're going to do well, okay? And it all starts with here, having that belief that you can do it, okay? Now, here's the thing, as human beings, we're being programmed to follow. We're being programmed to be sheep. We're being programmed to react to situations. And that's okay. I'm not saying that that's not okay, okay? If you are happy being a sheep, that's fine, as long as you're happy being a sheep. My question to you, though, is this. What would you rather be? A sheep or a lion? Okay? Have you ever seen... you're walking down the street or you go to a nightclub or whatever it is, there's always this really smoking hot girl and she's got like a really ugly boyfriend or an ugly husband, okay? How do you think he got her? Okay, it might have been money, but it's confidence as well, okay? So your belief is, I can't attract the most beautiful girl in the world. I guarantee there's someone uglier than you with someone who's fantastically beautiful, okay? So it's just a belief that you have. You need to change that belief around. For example, with me and Connie, I got her because of my confidence in myself and the confidence that I was going to have her and start a family with her. I still remember the first day that I ever met her. I was walking down the street with one of my good friends, James Newman, who's an international DJ now. He's doing very, very well for himself. And I was walking down the street with him, and these two girls walked towards us, and he stopped, and he knew who they were because he was doing some work with them. This is way before the DJing days. This is when he was doing. He was actually a chef at the place where I got my chefing job, and he stopped and chatted to them. I didn't say anything to them at all, but I saw this girl, and I was just like, wow, fun, love at first sight. I know it's a cliche, they say love at first sight, but I saw her and I was just like, oh my god. Anyway, they walked off and said goodbye, and I walked off with James, and I said, mate, who is that girl? I didn't even notice anybody else in the street. I was just fixated on this girl. And he said, oh mate, that's Connie, I work with her, you got no chance. And I was just like, whoa, my brother, stop right there. You might believe I have no chance. It's not a fact, that's just a story that you're telling yourself and you're trying to impress onto me. Who's that girl? He said, oh, it's Connie, she works with me. She's in a long-term relationship. Again, he said these words, you've got no chance. Now, to me, someone says to me, you've got no chance, that's like a red rag to a bull. I'm just like, watch me. And within, I think it was 6 months, we ended up getting together, and we've been together 9 years. We've got a little boy and a little girl on the way, obviously house dog, and we've never looked back since. So you have to have belief and confidence that you're going to get what you want to get, and an unwavering tenacity to go out and get it, or you can settle for what you've already got. That's fine too. Now, I've also got the confidence to do this. This is a newish venture for me because I'm coming out of the personal training just in the gym, counting press-ups and showing people how to move properly, to helping people, lads specifically, create ultimate success in every area of their life. Every area of their life. And it's taken confidence to be able to put this training on and put it out to the world. Okay, it's not just like I'm hiding in my room somewhere and kind of recording it for me and then just playing it back to me and just kind of masturbating over how cool I am. I'm putting it out there to the entire world. And you've got to have confidence to do that. If I said to you right now, right, do this whole complete webinar on success and put it out to the whole wide world, what's your initial reaction? Your initial reaction might be, oh, I don't think I can do that. That's just a belief. If I put a gun to your head and said, the whole world and you are going to end unless you do this right now, you'd probably do it. Burn your ships, take action, or sail back to your little safe place, okay? So I had the confidence to do this, okay? I'm taking my coaching business to the next level. Like I said, I want to help 1 billion people create the life that they desire and deserve to live, be the ultimate version of themselves, okay? Without confidence, none of this happens. I wouldn't be able to get the body that I want to get. I wouldn't be able to have the amazing family that I have, and I wouldn't be able to help 1 billion people through my business. Wouldn't happen without confidence. So you need to have that confidence. Belief and confidence is critical to success in any area of your life, okay? And you can start to develop that now, okay? You really genuinely can. And here's what you need to do is, like I said, there's power in your associations. So you need to look at the people who are where you want to be and doing things that you want to do. Just copy them. Just copy what they're doing. How do they stand? They kind of stand like this and kind of stand over in the corner and they're like really quiet. Or do they stand open and accessible to the world? This is me. This is all of me. I am completely open. Come at me. This is me. How do they talk? How do they walk? How do they dress? How do they think, act? What do the people that you want to be, the successful, confident people, what do they have that you don't, and how can you acquire that? Another thing is, as well as preparing. Now, imagine if I said to you right now, I said, hey, I've got this speaking gig for you to do. It's on botanical science. I'm not going to give you any notes, but the heads of states are going to be here watching you, okay? All the world leaders are going to be watching you do that talk. Stand up on stage and go right now. Your confidence would probably be through the floor unless you knew everything you need to know on botanical science. I don't even know if botanical science is even a thing. I just kind of made it up. It sounded clever, so I thought I'd put it there. But imagine if I told you to give a talk to your, I don't know if you've got one or not, but your little sister on something that you knew the most about. So it might be a favourite football team, it might be a favourite TV show, it might be your favourite meal that you cook, and you only had to do a 2-minute presentation. Imagine your confidence then. And also if I let you prepare and make notes. The key to confidence is preparation. Write that down. The key to confidence is preparation. You need to know exactly what you're going to do in every single situation when and if it arises so that you can respond in a confident manner, so that you are victorious. Okay? So guys, that's kind of it. I just want to just quickly sum up exactly what we're going through. Then I want to talk to you about something very special that I've got coming up at the end. Okay, so stick around for that if you can. Just to sum up exactly what we've gone through. We've gone through how to wake up with passion and purpose. Okay, so basically, first of all, you start off with understanding your values. Then you look at what you're great at, look at what you enjoy most, and look at what you do that provides value to the world. You've got to have clearly defined goals and a plan of attack to achieve them, okay? Now, to be successful in every area of life, here's what you need to do. You need to hire a coach or a mentor who can show you the way rather than having you struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle. You can go and struggle if you want, that's cool, but I would always recommend and suggest hiring a coach. It was the biggest financial decision I ever made in my life, but it was also the best decision I ever made in my life, okay? Model successful people in the area that you want to be successful in, okay? And again, get a plan of attack for the success that you want to achieve, but also get around people to hold you accountable. Like I said, there's power in the people that you associate with, okay? And also have belief that you can do it. And to gain ultimate confidence and belief, copy the kings, okay? So the kings in your arena, your area, who have the most confidence about what they do. How do they act? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they think? How do they speak? How do they hear? How do they dress? What do they do? And also prepare. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Okay? Now here's the thing. We've spent the best part of 90 minutes together, which tells me that you're obviously committed to achieving a life worth living. It's also an indication to yourself, by the way. You're not just telling me, you're telling yourself, and you're proving to yourself that you're committed to achieving a life worth living. One where you wake up every day and you look forwards to what you're going to do. And I know that, and you know that, because you're here, you're watching this right now, which means you're ready to take action to move forwards. So as you're ready to move forwards with your life right now, I have a very special offer for you. This coming Monday, I'll be opening up places for a program called the Ultimate Success Formula 1.0. It's 4 weeks of complete immersion. Over that 4 weeks, we're going to help you discover and define exactly what your core values and beliefs are. And what that will do will enable you, like we've just proven, to wake up every day feeling that you're totally focused and happy with what you're about to do that day. We're going to help you develop habits and rituals that are used by the world's most successful people, so that you can take your relationships, your income, your knowledge, your physique, your coolness to a level only rivaled by Hollywood superstars, rock stars, the world's greatest entrepreneurs. These are the people that are doing these things every single day, and we're going to help you develop your own set of unique habits and rituals that are going to take you to where you want to get to. Over those 4 weeks, we're going to accelerate your energy, your drive, your focus, and your ambition. We're going to take those to new heights so that you can actually achieve more in 2 hours than most people do in a week. Like I said to you, most of my work is done by 9 a.m. We're going to show you how you can do that as well. You'll also change your body shape in those 4 weeks. You will strip fat. You'll maintain or even build some muscle. Your fitness levels will go to a level that they've never really been before. Just in those 4 weeks, your body confidence levels are going to go to insane levels in just 4 weeks. You also get access to a group of a select few individuals that are going to help you, that are going to push you, that are going to motivate you, that are going to inspire you, that are going to share their ideas with you. And those people are also going to kick your ass if you need to. So the only thing you end up with after all of this is groundbreaking results and an insane plan of action that's going to help you be successful in every area of your life. Within those 4 weeks, you'll also be given access to the tools, tactics, and strategies that some of the leading marketers, entrepreneurs, and coaches use to build 5-figure a month, not a year, 5 figures a month businesses that require around 5 hours work a week. You'll also get a one-on-one coaching call with me personally each week, and on top of that, you actually get a live group coaching call where all of us in the group will jump on a call each week. Now, the stuff on this program is the stuff that I use daily. It's the stuff my clients use daily. It's the stuff my coaches use daily and my mentors use daily. And like I said, it's used by the most successful people in the world. It's kind of filtered down, and I want to pass it on to you. If you want access to that for 4 weeks, starting from this Monday, then I'd like to have a conversation with you to make sure that we're a good fit for each other. So head over to my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/MattSmith2310. Send me a private message saying you'd like to apply for the Ultimate Success Formula, telling me why. Here's the thing, it's application only, because I only work with total badasses who are committed to doing whatever it takes to achieving stratospheric success within their lives, while potentially retiring within the next 5 to 10 years. Trust me, I've seen people do this on this very framework. Now, like I've always said through this whole program and this whole training, and I tell everybody that I come into contact with, you have 2 options. You get back on your ship, you sail back to safety, you stay as you are, and you continue on the path that you're on, getting up with the same feelings that you get up with every day. Looking back at yourself in the mirror, seeing the same body, the same person that you see every day, checking your bank balance and seeing the same figures every single time you check your bank balance, having the same relationships. Or, there's a different option. You move forwards, take a risk, you burn your ships, you fight for the victory. You learn how you're going to wake up with passion every single day. You do something that you're awesome at every single day. You do something you enjoy every single day. You have amazing relationships. You develop amazing relationships. You develop a phenomenal physique that's strong, powerful, that's inspiring to other people. Bank balance, that you create what you want in that bank. You always have the options. And like I said, you've got the opportunity to get back on your boat, or you can jump off the ship, burn them and fight. I want you to message me if you want to fight for your success for the next 4 weeks, starting from Monday. Or, like I said, you can ignore me if you want to sail back to your life. Either one, I'm cool with it. If you message me, it's because you're committed to doing what it takes. I will work with that person. If you don't message me, it means you're not committed to doing what it takes. You don't believe you can get there. By the way, if you don't believe you can get there, you need to be on this program because we teach you belief. Or you're happy with your life. If you're happy with your life and you're not committed to doing, or you're not committed to doing what it takes, we're not a good fit for each other, and that is fine too. Like I said, either one I'm happy with. You move forward, you work with me. Let's just say you get 50% of what I'm promising you. Okay? Your body improves a bit, your bank balance improves a bit, your relationships improve a bit. Every day you're kind of doing what you enjoy. Just imagine half of the results. In fact, don't. If you're thinking, oh, I'll just do half the work, I don't want you on the program, we're not a good fit for each other. I'm looking for total badasses who are willing to just take the information and run with it and go with it. Ask me the necessary questions. Like I said, you ask me questions, I grow. Because I help people, I coach people. I do not do failure. I do not do average. Average sucks, in my opinion. If you're average and you're happy with average, that's cool. That's you. You're happy with it. No matter what I say about average, shouldn't offend you, shouldn't bother you. You shouldn't take offence to it. I don't want to be average. I can't help 1 billion people if I'm average. I can't change lives if I'm average. I have to be the best at what I'm doing. I'm going to be the best at coaching people on how to live an ultimately successful life in every single area and live a life that they desire and deserve to have. I've got to be the best at that, and I am ruthlessly committed to being the best at that. You join me for 4 weeks, I'll show you and I'll prove to you that I'm going to be ruthlessly committed to your success through those 4 weeks, because here's the thing, your success is my success. If you're not successful through my teaching, I can't build my business, because with social media right now, Matt Smith's no good at what he does, don't go and work with him. My business is gone. I have to be the best at what I do. It's why I read 2-3 books every single month. It's why I journal every single day. It's why I keep a to-do list every single day. It's why I wake up with passion and do what I absolutely love. Because I know I'm going to be successful at it. And I know whoever comes on board with me is going to be successful with me. Like I said, you have a choice. Come with me, stay as you are. If there's any questions going on in the group right now, see if there's any questions. Just going to wait to see if there's any live questions coming in. Matt, does this program guarantee results? Pretty much, but there's no actual physical guarantee because everybody's different. I can't say you're going to be on 10 grand a month after 4 weeks. You should be. But I'm not going to guarantee that you're on 10 grand a month, because if you don't do the work, you won't do it. You won't get 10 grand a month. You won't get 5 grand a month if you don't do the work. You won't get £1,000 a month if you don't do the work. You do the work, there's people that are doing this work, earning 10, 20, 50, £100,000 a month doing this work. I want to teach that to you. So no, there's no guarantee, but if you do the work, it's going to happen. No questions, all good, all good, all good, all good. No questions, it's been great, no questions. Thanks Matt, totally inspirational, we'll message you. It's all good, no questions, message. PM due, thanks Matt, good night, thanks, PM. Okay, superb, so it looks like we've got no more questions coming in. If anybody else that's been watching this on live or recorded has got a question, www.facebook.com/MattSmith2310. If you're on Twitter, it's at MattThePT, so there's 3 T's in the middle, but it's at MattThePT, okay? Again, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending the last hour and 45 minutes with me. I do genuinely hope you've gained immense value from this. If you're interested in the training, the 4 weeks, the Ultimate Success Formula, application is going to close down on Saturday night, okay? So message me if you want in. We'll get you into the group, the private mastermind group that you're going to be associated with, that's going to help you move forwards. We start on Monday, and we create basically ultimate success in your life, or a path to get there within 4 weeks, okay? You've got to ask yourself, what have you got to lose? What have you got to gain? Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? Does your gut tell you it feels right? Does your gut tell you not to do it? It's entirely up to you, okay? Please, whatever you do, go out and live the life that you truly deserve to live. If there's anything that you can take away from this, is do something you enjoy, do something that you are good at, and do something where you create immense value to the people around you or the world. Please, I implore you to please do those 3 things, okay? You do those 3 things, you'll be happy. You do those 3 things, you'll help other people, which will ultimately make you happy, ultimately make you fulfilled. You'll create amazing relationships with the people around you, because you're just going to be happy. You'll be a great person to be around, okay? Again, thank you very, very, very much for your time. It's been a pleasure delivering the information. If you want in on the program, www.facebook.com/mattsmith2310 or @mattthept on Twitter. Send me a message. We'll get you hopefully into the training if we're a good fit for each other. Thank you very much. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.